We're scared for the future of handheld gaming.
I'm terrified. A leaked AMD roadmap for the future of FSR has been put out there into the world, and it's kind of telling us some information is kind of scaring us about what this next generation of handhelds might be, because it suggests that we're not going to get FSR 4 until 2029. 2029.
Yeah, on APUs. It looks like we're just going to be skipping RDNA 4 entirely and staying with RDNA 3.5 for the next several years.
It doesn't feel right. I mean, we've said for a while that this generation that we're currently in is a weird kind of middle ground, and perhaps, like, if you're thinking about upgrading from like the Ally X's, that you should wait until FSR 4 rolls out into handhelds, and now it seems like that actually might not even happen at all. The leaked roadmap is suggesting that RDNA 5 is going to be reserved only for premium and high-end integrated GPUs. So Halo mobile chips and top-tier handhelds.
Yeah, now top-tier handhelds, that sounds to me like GPD Win and, you know, all the Apex stuff, like the real top-tier stuff, the way you're on like several thousands, not just like the higher end of Legion Go 2 and the Xbox Ally X kind of price.
Yeah.
It looks like those might be staying with like RDNA 3.5 for a while to come.
Like £2,000 to £3,000 price points, external water cooling, external battery devices, which are basically a PC that you're dragging around with you.
Yes.
Sounds like it's going to be left exclusively for those. There's no talk about RDNA 4 in these devices at all. It's that we're going to stick at 3.5 and then skip straight to 5.
Yeah, so the rumour looks like RDNA 4 is going to be exclusively locked in for discrete GPUs. So namely like the 9070 and 9060 tier graphics cards, like the actual graphics cards themselves, and that they're not even going to bother doing RDNA 4 like APUs. And yeah, they're just going to, for the lower tier stuff, just stick at 3.5 for ages and then jump to RDNA 4 for the premium stuff. Now, it's funny because when we were talking a lot about like the original Ally, the Ally X and those RDNA 3 APUs, when both Asus and Lenovo went, oh, look, we've got the new ones, like shortly after going RDNA 3.5. And as you mentioned earlier, we were like, hang on a second. That means no FSR 4. Why are they doing it when we were projecting, like, surely they would be releasing RDNA 4 APUs, let's say 2027? It seemed like a bit of a silly upgrade to go from RDNA 3 to 3.5 and skip FSR 4. But now it just looks like that's why, because they had no plans of doing it at all anyway.
The weird thing is the leaked roadmap is comparing AMD to Intel, which is where I think this gets really quite interesting.
Oh, yeah.
And Intel's roadmap is incredibly detailed. You're looking at yearly, in some instance, like twice-a-year upgrades going right up until 2028, where you have the full integration with NVIDIA.
Yeah.
Which is where handhelds are going to get very exciting.
Yes.
And does this... sticking at RDNA 3.5 for the kind of consumer handheld market, does that leave a massive open door for all the work that Intel are doing right now?
Yeah, well, I think if we just stick on RDNA 3.5 now until, let's say, 2029, which is kind of where this roadmap is kind of going to, Intel are just going to chew them up and spit them out. Because what we've been seeing from Intel at like CES and stuff this year is mind-blowing. So much so, like, we haven't even discussed it properly yet because I still haven't actually had time to sit down and really absorb all of the news there, because they're doing incredible work, like with hardware-based, like, you know, upscaling and stuff, which they already have anyway with, let's say, like the MSI Claw 8 AI Plus. It looks like they're going hard on that stuff. And like you said, the collaboration with NVIDIA, which is confirmed, and we're just waiting for that to roll out. We'll eventually get like an Intel/RTX APU.
Yes.
Wait, and when that comes, it looks like AMD is still going to be on RDNA 3.5. Like, you'd be left in the dust at that point. You know,
it's the worry there is the unknowns, really, because yes, Intel could step into space, and yes, they've already got very capable chips on the market, like you say, with the MSI device. That yes, they could eat it up, but the unknown is that the majority of the consumer market is supplied by AMD. All the handhelds that we cover, all of the consumer devices are typically AMD.
Yeah.
And we're at a stage with all of like the RAM shortages and everything that we're reliant more and more on this technology to be able to cope with modern games, to be able to hardware upscale and enable these chips to maintain their longevity at an affordable price point for as long as possible. If all of those devices stay with AMD, does that mean they become less and less capable as this year and next year and the year after rolls on?
Yeah, it's pretty much.
That concerns me.
Yeah, because we're going to just be sat with FSR 3. They've already kind of hinted that they're not going to backport FSR 4 to RDNA 3 or 3.5. So, like, yeah, we're just sat with FSR 3, which it pales in comparison against like XESS and what Intel are doing. Like, again, they're going to be much further ahead. It is difficult to see what's going on, and it also, I know that this is different, and a sort of like side story, but what happens with the next gen consoles like the PS6 and the new Xbox, because they are already confirmed to be AMD? Are they really going to fit into this premium tier? I don't think so, because that would make me assume that the prices of those are going to be very high if we're going to be seeing RDNA 5 in those consoles. Like that doesn't seem likely to me, but I can't imagine them only launching with 3.5.
No, especially not PlayStation when you consider how close they are to AMD.
Yes.
They're going to be RDNA 5, and they're going to have to be a premium price point to make up for it. So the future for me seems really weird. What's immediately certain is this year's upgrades, if they happen, to the handhelds, is going to be really interesting and intriguing to see what goes on, especially when you look at like Lenovo. Like, what are they going to offer as an upgrade?
I think, as we kind of speculated on last year with the release of the Xbox Ally X and the Legion Go 2, that we won't see any this year. I think they're just going to be fulfilling the stock that's already really sparse. People still can't get a hold of a Legion Go 2. Like, it's almost impossible. Prices are going a bit crazy. Not too sure on the stock situation for the Xbox Ally X's, but I imagine that they are still relatively more difficult to get hold of than you would expect. So I kind of think we won't see any iteration this year. It will just be fulfillment of stock of those devices. And then next year, so 2027, I think we could see, if they really are going to be sticking on RDNA 3.5, instead of any kind of APU like edition, maybe we get like a Legion Go S OLED that has the Z2 Extreme in it, which they currently don't have one of them. You know, the top tier Legion Go S has a Z1 Extreme in it. So and an LCD screen. So maybe we see a Z2 Extreme, 32 gig of RAM, OLED 8-inch Legion Go S. No idea what Asus could do. They could drop an OLED refresh again in 2027 with Xbox or something.
Yeah, they just need to change the screen.
yeah, basically that's
the biggest thing. Yeah.
So I don't know.
Get rid of them bezels.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, I don't know what they're really going to be able to do in the next couple of years other than that.
Yeah, it's kind of terrifying. I don't want to be like too hyperbolic about it. I know that's what we do best, but it's kind of scary. If this leaked roadmap is to be believed, then we're going to be stuck using the same technology. Or, actually quite exciting, is that Intel step in and maybe the manufacturers like Asus and Lenovo don't have that closer tie to AMD that they can't use Intel in the next devices. Now, wouldn't that be an interesting upgrade?
That would be very interesting. Here's the Lenovo Legion Go 2. Screw the SteamOS/Windows thing that we're all waiting on this year, right? Imagine here's the Legion Go 2 with the new Intel APUs. That would be definitely interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, especially if their work with XESS does carry on at the pace it has been.
Yeah.
Then it is genuinely exciting. So maybe there's opportunity there. Maybe the next Ally is Intel based.
Wow, can you imagine that? But
No,
if
amazing.
Asus stay with Xbox and do another iteration there, Xbox are very much in the pockets of AMD. I think it's got the Xbox brand on it. It's AMD, but there's nothing stopping Asus releasing another ROG Ally that could be an Intel variant. Just to make
Yeah,
it
I
even
agree
more
with that.
confusing than it already is.
1,000 devices on the market.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's exciting. It's kind of scary, all in equal measure. I want to know what you guys think. I think we're going to cover it in a bit more detail. Maybe we'll do a podcast where we look at like games and how they're going to cope with this and stuff. So make sure you subscribe for all of that and more handheld gaming content. Like this video. What else could they do, Andy?
Become a member and you get to chat with us, all concerned, over on our private Discord.
We're all scared together. It's a great place to be. Bye.
Bye.